Brad, if you were to look at the opening that seems to be there for the Republicans on the center right, how do they get to a place where they can simply come out in favor of free and fair markets, competition, all the things that we're lacking in these massive industries? All these people are so angry about it. The president has made it clear he would like to engage many of those things, even if some on the left have said things that harken back to a previous era. We clearly have a president for a new era, and yet I feel like on the left and right we're having old spitball fights. How do we move forward?
Well, for the president to be successful, he has to come more to the center. The center right. That's where our nation is. And let's face it, for Republicans to seek the nomination, they have to run to the right, and then once they get the nomination, run back to the middle. So the type of rhetoric you're going to be hearing from Republicans as we approach the next presidential season is they're going to talk to their base, and they're going to talk to the values upon which they can get the nomination.
I guess the question is, what is their base? In other words, if the base simply is epithets and accusations, that obviously is not going to be a hugely viable political party, and there's a string of broken systems and broken problems in this country that you would think a healthy opposition could do a good job of keeping everybody honest on. And from what I've seen so far, and I've only been here a few months, it doesn't seem to be that happens very often.
Well, Dylan, as we approach and get closer to the election, you're going to hear more nuts and bolts of what the Republicans stand for and what they will do.
Why are you going to wait till the election? Is that because the only thing the Republicans care about is getting elected? They could care less about actually creating efficient healthcare systems, solving too big to fail, dealing with energy. As you're saying, why do we have to wait till an election to hear what these people think?
Because we're not in power.
They work for us. We're paying them taxes. Why do we have to wait till an election?
Because we're not in power. We could come up with the best solutions, and the Democrats would throw us to the side. They haven't included us in the health care debate.
Either step up and deal with the problems as a party,
Dylan,
or get out of the building.
We don't have the votes.
It's nonsense. I don't care about the votes. This is a debate about ideas. Believe me, if you are capable of prosecuting a series of ideas, I guarantee you there are Democrats and Republicans who are persuadable to rational thought if you actually care about America and you actually want to solve.
We do care about America.
You don't care about America unless you care to be constructive to the conversation. And if all you're capable of is personal destruction and personal assassination, whether it's fear from the right or guilt from the left, you are all eating this country from the gut, and it's got to come to a conclusion.
Look,
Karen, I'm going to hang on one second, Brad. Karen, what can the center left do to really seize the fact, honestly, that the conservatives have left the road for free choice, the road for fair market competition, the road for fair play wide open by refusing to engage on too big to fail? Ron Wyden has done a great job on seizing for real choice for health insurance, and it seems to be working quite nicely for him.
Yeah. Look, I think the challenge is this idea of the middle and the center. I think we're generally a centrist country. I don't agree that we're center-right. I think, unfortunately, Democrats haven't done a good enough job, and I think we can do a much better job better articulating our values and our policies, which, as you point out, when we're talking about, let's just take the health care debate, we're trying to put forward a policy that would create competition in the marketplace. That's supposed to be, a part of our society and our system. Well, it's supposed to be an American value, actually, Dylan.
Exactly.
And I think look, the part of the problem is, though, we've become so divided in this country that we've forgotten that at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and it's supposed to be about America, not holding on to power. But I do think that the Republicans run a risk, and one of the things about it's interesting in this Values Voters Summit, to what Brad was saying, John McCain tried that strategy. He tried to go very far to the right during the primaries and then tried to come back to the center. And the problem was, by the time he tried to come back to the center, the moderates in the center didn't believe him and didn't trust him, and he lost support, a couple of my own family, frankly, of moderates who had previously had great respect for him. So you've got to actually stand up for what you believe in from the beginning and not try to tack one way and tack back the other way. I think that's what you saw President Obama do.
I just don't like the idea of having to wait for an election to get somebody to deal with health care or anything like that. Anyway.
I agree, and I think it is. I think, you know what, Brad? I think it is an absolute sham and a lame excuse to say the reason you can't put forward any ideas right now is because you're not in power. I mean, that's just.
No,
I mean, really,
Karen,
that's your message to the American people.
You know better. You know better. The American people spoke last November. They gave you the House and the Senate with high majorities. They gave you the presidency. Even with those high majorities, with the presidency, you guys can't get a thing done. plan. It's the Democrats that are holding it up.
Hey, Brad,
The
you
Republicans
idiot.
could come
With all
up with
due
the best
respect,
plan,
these
it
are
wouldn't be
not
passed.
left-right issues. This country has broken systems for the financial system where taxpayers subsidize failed businesses. It has broken systems in health insurance where taxpayers protect health insurers from fair market competition. It has broken systems that go across our energy resource management. The demand from the American people is not to play left-right. The demand from the American people, as I see it as a journalist right now, is to demand that the politicians deal with the systemic problems. I got to go
here. That's going to be changed in 2010, Dylan. Well, that'll be changed when the Republicans
thanks. You just steal our money another year. We'll wait for you to win, buddy. We don't need to worry about it till you guys win. This is nonsense. Alex, what's going on?